All right, what is up, everybody, and welcome into this week's edition of the South Florida Comedy Calendar. I am your host, Sebastian Alvarez, as I am every single week, guys, here. We are coming to you live from the Black Studio here in South Miami at the Community Newspapers. I have my co-host with me, as he is every single week. What is up, Art? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Sebastian. This past weekend, I got to watch the brand new Minecraft movie, and I was inspired, so I'm going to be getting a Minecraft tattoo next week, so look out for the video.
Nice. On one hand, it'll say first we mine, and on the other hand, it'll say then we craft. And then you can put them together and
I see you watched the
really
movie too.
Things.
I see you went to the theaters.
I've seen things. No, I've seen clips, man. It's going viral.
It's going viral. And if anyone doesn't know, there are post-credit scenes, so you definitely want to stay all the way through.
Definitely want to stay till the end.
Definitely.
Got you.
It's a children's movie, by the way.
Yes.
And I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice and nerdy.
You look like you got messed up by a chicken jockey.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was pretty wild time. Yeah.
Pretty wild. Coming out of the nether. Good stuff, Art. That's good to hear. Good to hear. Guys, this is a really special episode of Comedy Calendar because we are talking about someone who is really a character on the show already, who we've mentioned hundreds of times. Probably one of the people that we've mentioned the most on the show. Long overdue, but we are really, really happy. And I want everybody here to put your hands together and start clapping it up for my boy, Mike Dabba.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Mike Dabba here. I just want to say I love what you're doing. I think you're great, and keep it up. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to keep going? On a scale of 1 to 2, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Mike. You're the best, brother. We love seeing all the shows that you produce all around town and all the stuff that you've been getting into. We've talked about it here on the Comedy Calendar, but we're gonna be able to dive in a little bit deeper this week and get to know a little bit more of the man behind the impressions. You know,
Fantastic. I can't wait. I want to meet him too.
Hell yeah.
The man of many names.
We're going to start off really quickly, though, and we're going to go through kind of what we have for last week's shows. That is recapping what went down because me and Art were both super active last weekend. Did very little work, but did a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of stuff to look ahead for this week in South Florida comedy. So starting off, man, you were at Off the Hook and you did a few shows over there in the more northern part of South Florida.
Amen.
So how was that going?
Yeah, I mean, I was very happy to take Comedy Calendar all the way to the northern regions of South Florida. But it was amazing, man. Off the Hook was amazing, phenomenal club to perform at. Tina Frimel, I can't thank her enough for giving me the opportunity. She absolutely killed it that weekend. I mean, the whole week. So it was amazing. I want to give big shout out to Off the Hook. Dart Vision was there. He captured it. So we're going to have a clip that we're going to play here shortly. But big shout out to Trevor, Derek, Sloan, Dennis, Jesse, and everybody else that just kind of helped to make it an awesome night. It's my first time at the club, so I was super excited. We'll have some more interesting stuff coming out in the next, I want to be performing there soon again. But we got a little clip from Dan here I want to show you guys.
What I thought he thought was he thought I was on the clock. Okay? He thought I was a working woman, which I am. I thought I was just in for free gelato. Okay?
On the top of my bucket list, it says squirting Mexican stepmom. Who would have known, right?
Go ahead.
That was awesome, man. Dan honestly killed it with that reel, bro. That looked super fun. I mean, I've never been to Off the Hook, so that's like a cool kind of like visualization from just like pictures that I've seen of people on stage kind of. That's all I've gotten from there, but that's super dope. You were also at Boca Black Box too, right?
That's right. No, but up there in Naples, actually, Simon Tia actually came through.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he showed up. He was super dope, show support. And him and Dart at the end of the show actually were able to get some kind of behind the scenes stuff. And Sai actually acted as the first correspondent of the Comedy Calendar. So they also sent us a little video of that I want to show you guys.
What I thought he
Hey y'all, Sai here at Off the Hook Comedy Club for the Tina Frimel show. Here with Comedy Calendar as well. We're here with Sloan. What you think of the show?
I absolutely loved it. I've seen her a lot on social media, and I was really excited to be able to come out and see Tina Frimel in person. Absolutely loved the show. It was hilarious. I was laughing like the whole time. And yeah, I was really excited to come out, so I've been looking forward to this for a while.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
If you guys are ever at a show and you want to do something like that and you think that it would be good, send it to us, man. Not only will we put it on the show, but we'll also make a clip for you guys to put on your social media. So huge shout out to Dan for taking that, putting it together, editing it, and Sai for going out and doing the interview, man.
Yeah,
good stuff.
I can't thank him enough. Again, thank you Off the Hook. Thank Tina, Sai, Art Vision, man. Just thank you guys for making it happen.
Heck yeah, man. Last weekend, I was also at the Miami Improv. I found out last minute we had last you saw from us when we talked about the Miami Improv, we were talking about Nate Jackson coming through and headlining, and he was going to have a crazy weekend at the Improv. He unfortunately wasn't able to make it. His weekend was pushed back, so you'll still be able to see Nate Jackson if you got tickets to that show. Don't worry, you still have tickets. They have been rescheduled to a later date. We'll have that for you when it comes up. We will let you guys know exactly the rescheduled date and all the information. But because of that,
well, real quick, if they had tickets for Nate Jackson, it will roll over automatically.
That's what
right?
I said.
Okay.
Okay. That is what I said. Thanks.
So I'm saying they don't have to do anything. They'll just find out.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Awesome.
Their tickets got rescheduled.
Okay, good.
So their tickets got rescheduled to the
I didn't understand it clearly, but thank you.
If they bought tickets before, will they be able to go to the show? Just curious.
I'm saying in the future, like not the past one that didn't happen.
Not the past one that didn't happen. Even if you came to the shows that happened this weekend and you got in, you still have tickets for that other show.
Gotcha.
So we had a few people that came through and enjoyed it, but man, it was so much fun because I was actually able to host for the show that was replacing Nate that weekend, and that was Amir K. And man, he absolutely destroyed it. Not only were the shows like pretty much packed out every single night, it was so much fun. His crowd was an incredible energy, and I had so much fun hosting it, but also he went up there and murdered every single show, man. It was hilarious. Super nice guy, super cool. We also had Ricky Cruz featuring on there. Dom came through Saturday and Sunday and did a guest set as well on those shows. So man, couldn't have been happier with the weekend, being able to get the opportunity to go up and just perform with him. Man, if you don't know Amir K, he's been putting out some incredible content. He tours with Theo Vaughn all the time, based out of LA. Definitely give him a follow on social media, guys. His stuff is top notch, and is somebody you don't want to miss whenever he comes back into Miami, because he's definitely going to be doing another weekend down here in Miami sometime soon. So hopefully it'll be sooner than later that he'll be back in town and headlining the Improv for an entire weekend.
Yeah, and to do a whole weekend on such short notice, I mean, hats off to him. And big shout out Jessie Serrano. She was at the show. I actually wasn't there, so I got to see some of the pics that she took during the show.
Yeah.
So big shout out. And Ricky Cruz featured, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How'd he do?
He was great, man. He killed every single show. It's one of those things where you love having Ricky on the lineup, because it's like instant laughs right there in the middle. Like he set up Amir great every single show. It was awesome, man.
That's
it was
awesome.
a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Moving on though to this week though, we have a bunch of really, really fun stuff happening.
Well,
what do you mean?
Sorry, there's one more thing that happened last week. So after we didn't announce it, we didn't know it well ahead of time, but we were at Boca Black Box. So Tina was booked Friday and Saturday at Boca Black Box, and we got to go up there. It was again a short notice show, but Boca Black Box did a great job. They got a crowd together. Big shout out to their whole crew. They have two Hannahs that work there, actually, one in administration and one in the bar. Both of them are amazing. Randy, Ferry, Chris, and Mike from security.
Dope.
Treated us super well. Daniela Delfino hosted the first night. Dina Cruz hosted the second night, and they had a pug there during the show, which was just really just stole the show. I mean,
nice.
After the show ended, we hung out for like an hour and a half with the pug, just hanging out. It was that kind of dog. And Sai actually came up for that as well. So
cool.
Big shout out to Sai. Thank you for that. Dart Vision was there. So next week we'll have some sizzle reels and some clips for the podcast, for the comedy calendar. But I want to say biggest shout out is to Tina Frimel. She will be on Fallon tonight.
Yeah.
So I asked her already, once they get a clip from the show, if she'll send it to me, we'll play something here on the comedy calendar next week. But big fan of hers, and she's now a big fan of the comedy calendar. So welcome to the family.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I love to hear that. Love to hear that you guys had a great weekend out there. 2 different clubs in one weekend. That's not, a lot of people don't do that. That's kind of rare. You most of the time you're there at one place the whole time. So that's really dope. That was your first time ever going to both of those spots.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's awesome. I got to get out there.
And I'll say, if anyone, because I saw Boca Black Box and then Boca Black Box 2.0, they're in the same plaza right next to each other. So it's just two different venues in the same plaza. So just get up there and check them out. They got music, they got comedy, they got a bunch of good stuff.
Hell yeah, man. That's dope. That's dope. Moving on to this week, though, in South Florida, guys, we got a jam-packed week of stuff for you. Starting off, I'm going to go to Coconut Grove. We have a quick show happening at Taurus. That is an all-arts open mic happening at Taurus with our boy, Mike Dabba, man. That is something that just recently started up. How has that been going?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a lot of music and poetry, mostly comedians. When the comedians come in, it kind of turns into a writer's room. It's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it growing more. It's just, I don't know what to say. On a scale of 1 to 2, it's great.
So are you guys getting musicians, slam poets? I mean, you getting the spectrum of Miami artists, or?
There's a spectrum.
And I've seen that you also have taken up having a guitar on stage every now and again.
You know, I don't want to talk about my extracurricular activities too much, but, you know, your boy can play.
You can play guitar?
Yeah.
Like American guitar, like standard American.
There's pictures to prove it.
Well, pictures don't
The
prove
pictures
it.
doesn't prove anything, actually. That's not how that works.
That's
But
not what my
did you bring
boy-
do you have your guitar in your car?
No.
Did you go grab it?
It's on loan.
Oh, it's on layaway. Got you. Okay. He's still paying for his guitar. That's cool. I love to hear that, though, man. We have we go to Taurus obviously on Thursdays for the comedy. We're talking about it a little later, but the fact that Mondays now is another spot that we can kind of hit up and is just another venue to go and just try stuff out is really cool, man. Love to hear that. Also happening on Monday, a little bit later down in Miami Beach, guys, me and Art will be here. That is Bay Club, guys. This is an amazing show, obviously, that happens like twice a month, every other week, man. It is incredible, ran by Will and Alex, our buddies Will has been on the show. Alex is going to be on the show at some point. We're going to get him on, but tonight's lineup is really, really great. We got Amber Joy Lane hosting. I'm doing a guest set. We got you featuring and Luis Diaz headlining. Also, obviously, including Will and Alex, who will both be on the lineup as well, doing their stuff, doing their thing. That is going to be at Bay Club downtown. Luke Callie's, guys. The pizza's always flowing. The drinks are always flowing. It's always a good time being out there, guys. So if you want to get out there, you can absolutely make your way down there. Get there early, though, because the seats kind of fill up really quickly. So if you're not there early, you're probably not going to have the best spot. You're going to be standing outside to watch the comedy show. But if you get there early enough, not only can you enjoy a great meal, but also a great comedy show.
Yeah. No, it's going to be one of those few chances you're going to support the entire comedy calendar and Bay Club at the same night. It's going to be a hang. It's going to be a nice vibe. So it'll be good times. Come out.
Heck yeah, man. Absolutely. Moving on to Wednesday, though, at the Miami Improv. This is a show that I'm going to be on, guys. This is a Have-Nots show. Have-Nots Comedy, obviously, is one of our favorite production companies down here in South Florida. Dom, I recently just got finished doing the shows with him, like you saw earlier with Amir K. He came in through and did a guest set. Man, it is always a pleasure working with him. This lineup here is really, really cool. We got Michelle Castro, myself hosting. We got Tom Chamberlain, and then we got Dom P himself, but also two headliners in their own right. I'm not sure who's headlining this show, but whoever it is going to be a treat. You're basically getting two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if they're going to do a co-thing, but either way, I cannot wait. We got Nery Saenz and Britney Brave. They're both going to be on that show. So if you're coming out to watch that, you guys are going to get an incredible lineup from top to bottom. Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. That's at the Miami Improv on Wednesday, 8 p.m., guys. Be there. Dan is going to be there taking pictures.
Yep.
He's going to be taking videos. So like we've said in the past, if you ever want to get a shot of you in the crowd kind of enjoying the show, if you want to get some good pics, or if you want to kind of do an interview for either Comedy Calendar or for Have-Nots, you can talk to Dan and he'll set that up for you at the show. You'll see him running around the corners of the room with the camera locked in his hands.
Yeah. Well, and I'll say, if there's one Have-Not show you're going to catch this year, I mean, this is going to be it. This is the best bang for the buck. It's going to be the most, the best comedians on the lineup all stamped together. And as a matter of fact, in the last couple of Have-Nots, we've had our boy Mike Dabba here in the hallway.
Yeah.
He's been doing some behind the scenes and some interviews, I think, during the show as well. So, Mike, you want to fill us in a little bit?
Hey, Mike Dabba here again. I wanted to say I still love what you guys are doing. I still think you're great, and please keep it up. Yeah, I have been doing interviews in the hallway for Have-Nots. It's been a real pleasure. I get to talk to people. People get to talk to me too. It's a good time. If you guys go to the show, certainly come to the hallway. I'll interview the comedians first, and then I get to talk to you guys.
Nice, man.
My
That's great.
favorite part is during the interviews, people are walking to the bathroom and they just go with it. Like people are just walking through the interviews and they just start a whole brand new interview with somebody else that's walking to the bathroom. So good stuff.
You get people
like,
walking in, you get people walking out.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, that's cool. That's dope, man. Will you be there on Wednesday?
I will absolutely 100% be there. I'm going to interview you before the show.
Let's go, man. Can't wait. I will definitely be ready for that. Moving on to Thursday, though, we have one of our favorite shows, also, of course, run by our boy Mike Dabba. We've mentioned it once already today on Monday, but that is the Thursday Taurus show happening, guys. It is the longest running open mic in South Florida, in Miami comedy, guys. This show is always, literally every single week, a place where comics, it's like Mecca. Like all the comics have to like congregate at Taurus. If you're anybody who's anybody down here in South Florida comedy, you head out and you, even if you're not doing a set, you'll just chill at the Taurus, man. And it's really awesome, just the culture that has cultivated around that spot in the last like 4 or 5 years, at least since I've been going there. It's so much fun, and it's one of those places that now with the food, with Masa Craft Food that's come in and completely renovated that entire menu.
Yeah.
It is something that I look forward to going there to eat. I look forward to going there and having a great time with the drinks. The bar staff, we got, B, Nigel Scott, Danny, Betsy, like everybody who goes behind the bar there is an absolute G and is a beast and takes care of sometimes, what feels like 100 people that are in that little tight packed bar in Taurus, whether they're in the front and the back or inside. Like you have a bunch of people there, and it's just honestly really, really incredible.
And the drinks keep flowing.
They never stop. They never stop. Somehow that bar is always fully, like they never run out of anything. It's crazy, man. But yeah, bro, Mike, tell us about kind of what you're doing with Taurus right now, and what has it been like?
I feel like you said everything I need to say. It is a petri dish.
Yeah.
Dish.
It's a petri dish of glory. Fantastic new comics coming through. New and old faces. Always nice to have a friend of Taurus show up. Art, you happen to be a friend of Taurus. Sebi, you happen to be a friend of Taurus. I am a friend of Taurus too. It sounds like we all fell off a wagon at some point and then got back.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, like, I think, obviously, the Comedy Calendar family, they know that I'm very biased towards Taurus. I host there and I love it. But I think it's one of those places where every single guest that we've had on has talked about Taurus. It's like they all talked about it as one of those places where it's like you're not really a comedian until you kind of like know how to ride that bull a little bit,
Right. I've seen a few of them. I especially like the ones that still come back, not the ones that they've been burned. I feel like it's a lot tamer than it used to be, but some people just can't shake the memory of a bomb. Well, Sebastian does recovery work for me when he's there. You have to do recovery work when you're there because you're hosting the open mic a lot of the times. And this past week, we had 6 women, beautiful women walking in, and they're like, "Oh, it's comedy night. I love comedy." And then 3 minutes later, they were walking back out.
Damn. Shout out the comedian.
Yeah, who's on stage? Who's on stage?
I can guess a couple of names, but I don't want to.
You already know. All right.
Were they a friend of Taurus?
He is still a friend of Taurus.
Cool.
And cadavers. All right.
But Sebastian mentioned also it's the longest running show. So shout out, Freddie Stebbins who started this during the AIDS epidemic, I think.
Yeah.
Freddie actually, he started that show. It's more than 11 years ago now. I think at one point he got a broken leg from an audience member or an arm. I can't remember. There's been so many hosts.
Yeah, so don't ever say you bombed at Taurus. Until someone's broken a bone of yours.
I think they raised the prices right after under new management. They raised the prices of drinks by like $1, and the clientele changed completely. It's so much more civilized now, and I say that very liberally.
Well,
nice.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
Sorry, can I?
Yeah, this week,
This week we have Salty Sam, local favorite. He he gets all around South Florida, but his honey hole is usually Hollywood and Fort Lauderdale. I'm happy to have him. Brian Coronado, great South Florida comic, always working at the Improv. I think he used to be like a staple at the West Palm Improv.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I see him
John,
regularly hosting up there at the Fort Lauderdale Improv as well.
yeah, he does a lot of work. And then-
Doesn't he also do Sadman?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's regular up there. Also, it looks like he does Inside Close Up Magic. And John Sorrell, who is a new comic to me. He hasn't been in it very long, but he's a very funny guy. And if you guys happen to be in the South Florida area, come to Coconut Grove, come to Taurus. It's going to be a great time. Show starts at 8 o'clock, hosted by yours truly. And it's going to be a great time.
Yeah. I highly recommend the fried cheese. If you go to Taurus, get that fried cheese appetizer, that queso frito. It is off the chain, man. They have this like spicy guava, like sriracha sauce that you can dip with it. I mean, incredible. Incredible, guys. Definitely make your way out to Taurus, even if it's not on a Thursday, any day of the week, just to enjoy the food, the drinks, the ambiance, the vibe. But definitely come out on Thursday if you want to hang with us, hang with a few of the comics and get to know the vibes there. Man, I love that flyer that you put up there with the lighthouse. That's dope. You like that movie? You like The Lighthouse?
I've never seen it. I just really like.
You've never
those
seen The
actors
Lighthouse?
And
Oh,
course,
man.
come on, man! You never kill a goal. All right,
You never kill a goal.
I can't do that.
You never kill a goal.
I haven't seen it.
You've never seen The Lighthouse?
No.
with Willem Dafoe and
I
Robert
recognize it
Pattinson?
from the picture, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, man. It's a good one.
That's actually the original
good one.
poster for it.
Yeah.
For the movie poster?
Yeah, they went in a different direction. I don't know why they would do that. I feel like I look like Larry King. Just relax.
You do kind of give off a Larry King vibe currently. More like Larry Lean.
Nothing lean about this. But
Lean cuisine, man.
Moving on to Thursday, though. Yeah, hamburger helper over here.
whoa, yo, what the hell, guys?
Who
Looking
opened these
like
floodgates?
DJ Pauly D's stunt double. Come on.
Nah, Art looks like he just got out of a wind tunnel.
I love it
He
when
just-
you wear the hat coming down. Guys, I didn't want to do this. I'm terrible at roasting.
He's gonna say I look like Slim Shady.
Yeah, well, like mini M&Ms.
Yeah, I look like the mini M&Ms, and then you have to pop the bottle open. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. My favorite.
That's that shit right there. Yeah. I
We
just
gotta
found
stop
out my
talking about
mom
food.
does more dope than I do. What a good guy.
Yeah.
What a good guy. He's a grandpa now.
Yeah.
Shout out to Eminem. He's a granddad. Yeah. Was addicted to Percocet, though. He was addicted to Percocet.
And Vicodins.
And Vicodins.
And being number one.
Yep. Anyway, moving on to Thursday at the Miami Improv, guys, at 8 p.m., we have an amazing show happening with someone who's coming around on a world tour, right?
Yep.
So do you have a little more information on that, Art? You got a little more?
That's right. Actually, this weekend, one of the people at Off the Hook asked me about concrete, and I remember.
The material you build with?
Well, yes, as well. That's what I thought they were talking
Yeah.
about. I was like, no, I'm not Mexican. So then they're like,
hair.
no, yeah. And I was in Naples.
So,
yeah. So this week, Thursday, April 10th, 8 p.m., Miami Improv, we have the Peritos World Tour. Basically, it's three guys, Concrete, who used to be a rapper. He's doing comedy now. Duno and Jerry Garcia. So they're three completely different styles. They're all from the West Coast. Been doing comedy for a while. They have a really funny podcast called Peritos Podcast.
Nice.
And they're kind of taking it. So they're doing stand-up, but they're taking this premise on the road. So really
Should
good.
get
I
a
mean,
Jarito sponsorship.
they might have one,
Jarito,
actually.
sponsored by Jaritos.
They it's
Rolls off the tongue.
and what's awesome is that like Concrete was like a former rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Duno is like a comedian, but Jerry
didn't know that.
Garcia is actually I don't say he's a clean comedian, but he has a dry bar special. So I think like it's one night you're gonna get a wide variety of comedy, even though they're all from the West Coast, even though they're all I think Mexican descent. I think it's gonna be a really cool, variety of comedy.
I love that, man. So all the Mexicans in Miami, dude, come out and support, because it's gonna be a fun night of comedy that night. And also a different vibe. We don't usually get that. Like we get a few Mexican comedians that come through, but very rarely do we get a full lineup of authentic Mexican comedy that's coming through. So that's really dope, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Heck
good time.
That's dope. That's dope. And we're gonna try and get them a Jarito sponsorship. Jaritos, reach out to Peritos and sponsor them. It makes sense. Come on. What are you talking about? Got those guys some free soda. All right. But also happening Thursday to Saturday at the Fort Lauderdale Improv this weekend, guys. It's going to be a full jam-packed week of great shows because we got Josh Wolf coming through. And if you haven't seen Josh Wolf live, this is one of the shows that I highly recommend that you go see because he is hilarious. He's a guy who's been in the game for super long. He used to work with Joey Diaz really closely. He used to tour with Joey Diaz and do stuff like that. Right now, I don't know if he's still doing it, but he was touring with his son. His son was opening with him. I think they still are. They're doing a podcast together. I think he still is opening for him as well. Super dope to see both of them go up and do like a little father-son tandem as they go up. His son's hosting now, and it really is cool, man. And I think they also do like a bumping mics at the end, or at least they used to. When he came through the Miami Improv, they were doing a lot of that, and it was an incredible show every single night. So it's one of those that I highly recommend if you haven't been out to see Josh Wolf live. Fort Lauderdale Improv. He's doing 5 shows, so you're gonna have more than enough opportunities to see him. 1 on Thursday, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Friday. Go out there, guys. 100%, man. It's gonna be really, really cool. Moving on to Friday, though. Now, Friday to Sunday at the Miami Improv, we have a bit of like a tandem weekend, a little bit of a put-together mishmash weekend. But starting off on Friday, we have T.I. Tip Harris, guys, coming through. We gave you a look ahead a few weeks ago and telling you that he was coming through to the Improv. He's been here before. He's doing stand-up. It's not going to be a concert, so if you're expecting music, don't come through. I think a few people last time when they came through were expecting music, and they were like, wait, what? But they got a great show either way. He does a really, really fun hour of comedy at the end. You know, he talks a lot about his life, talks a lot about the interesting experiences that he's had as a comedian since he's been in the comedy game, but also his time as a rapper and kind of living in the spotlight. But he also does bring an incredible lineup of comics. These people that he has opening for him, I believe they're called
the Ha-Ha Mafia.
The Ha-Ha Mafia. That's right. This crew of comics that come through are so freaking funny, man. And he jam-packs that lineup. So you're not just going to get, it's not like host, feature, headliner. He gives you a few different comics. It feels a lot like an LA show where you get a good variety. Everyone does like a few minutes and it still feels like you get a full good set from them, but you get a bunch of people. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Still ends up with like a headliner, doesn't feel like a showcase.
Right, exactly.
So on Saturday, actually, so the Ha-Ha Mafia, which is K-Dub.
They're going to be headlining.
They'll be headlining for 2 shows.
Heck
so
yeah.
K-Dub, Erica Duchess, Tyler Chronicles, and Ronnie Jordan. So I haven't met these guys yet. I'm really excited to meet them. In my research, I saw some of the shows that they've done in the past. It looks like it's a ton of fun. So I'm excited. Let's see what they do.
Heck yeah. Are you a fan of T.I.'s music, Mike?
Who's T.I.?
Tip Harris.
Sorry, no, of course. Obviously, I'm really excited for the show. I'm going to bring my girl.
Nice, yeah.
Wait, hold on. You have a girl? Like a girlfriend?
Eat your heart out, Art.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Damn.
I just read the whole room wrong. My bad.
Well, there goes my weekend.
No, I know where those letters are coming from.
Moving on to Saturday, though, guys. Early on in the day, Saturday at the Miami Improv, we got Cafecito Comedy, baby. We are putting on the Best Damn Brunch Show, Easter edition, guys. I am so excited for this show because it is the continuation of the Best Damn Brunch Show, or the Best Damn Game Show, I'm sorry, and we are doing it now as the Best Damn Brunch Show. There's going to be many more of these to come, and I couldn't be happier that we're going to be doing this one at the Miami Improv, guys, because we are going to be filling it out wall to wall with people. I want you to come out. If you don't have tickets yet, get them right now on MiamiImprov.com, because we are not only going to be giving away prizes, but we're going to be doing interactive games. We're going to be giving away shots. We're going to be doing fun crap. We're going to be playing, I think we're going to be doing Jeopardy, a few different fun games that, like, guys, we have such a cool queue and lineup of games and events and stuff for you guys to enjoy while you're there at the show. So I couldn't extend any more of an invitation for you guys to come out and enjoy a Cafecito Comedy show, let alone it's one at the Miami Improv. So it's one that you guys are going to really enjoy. We're going to be giving stuff away.
And it starts at
Can't wait.
Starts at 1 p.m., right?
Starts at 1 p.m. Yeah, so it is
day drinking at the Improv.
It is a brunch show, guys. It is a brunch show. So you can start day drinking at the Improv, continue at Copper Blues after if you want. Just never stop, and then come back and watch the Ha-Ha Mafia right afterward and watch them do their thing, man. Or if you'd like, you can also shoot over to Coral Gables, guys, where we are going to be having Michelle Castro put on a show at Just the Funny, and I'm super excited for Michelle taking over this spot and kind of like taking the reins of it and putting on shows, because she's been doing an incredible job not only of booking lineups but of getting people out there and filling that really intimate room that they have there at Just the Funny. That's like their kind of side room with with what feels like a mini comedy club. She's really, really done a fantastic job with that, man. And this lineup is actually really dope. We got Miss Italy, Jay Abel. Big, huge shout out to Jay Abel, man. I love to see him getting on lineups and doing his thing, man. I couldn't be happier for him. I love to see him getting out there. He actually has a new project that he's working on, which is a monthly meeting group for comic book fans, where it's like a book club but for comic books. So everyone reads the same comic, and then they all get together and they kind of talk about it, discuss it. He has a panel.
Damn.
Super, super dope. I forget the exact name of it, but definitely look him up online, Jay Abel. If you want his information as well, you can also reach out to Comedy Calendar and they'll send it to you if you want to join that up. But he's been working on that. Super, super dope stuff, man. We got T.Y. Sterling and my boy Dow all in that lineup as well this weekend at Just the Funny. Definitely head out there and check out the show. It's in Coral Gables, so it's in a really, really dope part of town. Head out there. It's like a little speakeasy style, so you got to go down the street, go up the stairs, and then it's right there to your right on that first door to your right in Just the Funny. So definitely head out there this Saturday.
Love that room. Mike,
It's a fantastic room. I'm sorry I interrupted. What
No,
were
I
you
thought
gonna
you-
say?
All right, Mike, you can get out of here.
I thought you.
You can leave.
I thought you were gonna bring up. I think doesn't Jay Abel owe you some money or something?
No, nothing
No?
of the sort. We're just
Well, you speak very badly of him. What were you saying earlier? about him?
Yeah.
Stop putting
You're saying-
my laundry
You're saying something about
'Cause I said
impaling him?
something about your hair.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was.
No, I was saying that I really love that room, and I absolutely love what Michelle has done to it. She breathed a lot of life into it.
Mhm.
It is absolutely perfect for stand up. It's made for it. The dim lighting, the cafe seats, it's perfect. And I think she's doing a really, you know what? Hey, Mike Dabba here. Michelle Castro, I just wanted to say I love what you're doing. I think you're great, and keep it up.
There we go. Mike Dabba, the most endorsable comic in South Florida. There you go, man. Moving on to Sunday, though, this is going to be our final show happening at this weekend at the Miami Improv. And it's one that I'm really looking forward to because it's someone that I've seen open. This is a very strange phenomenon in the comedy world, but I've seen him open at the Miami Improv for his wife.
What?
Yeah. His wife, this is Des Bishop. His wife is, he's married to, gosh, what's her name? Hannah Berner. That's right. He's married to Hannah Berner, and she came through and headlined the Improv, completely sold it out like a few years ago in December, and he was her opener, and he absolutely murdered. That was when I started following him on Instagram because I was like, bro, this guy's hilarious, super funny, and he's one of the more interesting comics I've ever seen. If you look at his clips online, you can see he lived in China for a while, speaks extremely fluent Mandarin. He incorporates that into his set. He talks about living in China. He talks about speaking Mandarin. He speaks a little Mandarin in the set. Like, really, really impressive.
What does it sound like when he does it?
Wong Dong China.
Okay, got it.
Like something like that.
Got
You know,
it,
like
okay.
like he really plays into it, you know,
Gotcha.
but he also has a really good accent when it comes to that. So if you closed your eyes, you would think it was an actual Chinese or Mandarin person speaking to you. He's really, really good at it.
You can see Mr. Lee in your third eye.
Oh, 100%. 100%. He is going to be coming through, though, right now and doing his own show, his own headlining gig. So it is super, super, super important that you guys come out and support him, man, because we would definitely love to see him come through and do a full weekend. Maybe him and Hannah can, like, kind of tag team on a weekend there. But, man, super, super dope. That is going to be this Sunday, April 13th. Des Bishop, guys. Definitely head out. And get your tickets, MiamiImprov.com. That's going to wrap up, though, our week of comedy and shows happening in South Florida, guys. We are now going to quickly transition into my favorite part of the show, which is our interview, man, with the good boy, Mike Dabba, man. How you doing, baby?
Hey. Hi.
You good?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm pretty good. Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
Speaking of transitions, how's your transition being?
Dude, what's going on with you? Are you trying to fire shots? I know what kind of car you trying.
Well, we'll get to cars here in a second.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Actually,
he also knows how to fix it.
Yeah. Well, that's not the part I'm thinking about.
and I've yet to see a fixed car. I've seen a lot of cars running. I've seen a lot of cars, I haven't seen a lot of fixed cars.
Yo, there's a lot of really great cars that I probably have made worse
Nice.
or prolonged.
Well, his goal is that he
Yeah,
gets a bad
repair.
car, he keeps it for 5 years, so it deteriorates even worse, and then he puts a little bit of work to it, and then it's... Well, we'll get to that
What's
part.
your Toyota doing, by the way?
It's in pieces now, so it's gone.
All right.
No more.
There we go.
But to start things off, we talked a little bit about Taurus at the beginning of the show and in the middle of the show. So let's talk about a little bit of it now as well. many years ago when I started doing comedy, you kind of, you were already hosting at Taurus, but you kind of put a challenge to the comedy community, to like a bunch of us younger comedians, to really like start putting work in and and pushed for more things, and I think when you look at that room itself, Taurus, how do you feel as far as like being I don't want to say like the elder classman, but it kind of puts you in a position where you're in a position to give a lot of advice to a lot of comedians that are starting up. Like, how does that come about? Like, where do you find yourself there?
Well, thank you. That's a very interesting question. I would have gone with elder classman. I would have taken that. That'd have been good. I just like to be encouraging to new comics. I think the show at Taurus has gotten a lot more quality over the years. It's strange, but the more enthusiasm somebody has for what they're doing, it seems like the better they do. And week to week, I've seen improvements. There's comics that you've seen that, we didn't want to listen to at all. And now there are people that you pull up. You're like, hey, I got the right crowd in here. Let me put this guy up. He's going to shine.
Yeah. I think Taurus is one of those like trial by fire places that is like, if you keep going there, if you have what it takes to keep going, to keep going and just going up and working on your stuff and improving, you'll get better. You'll get to the point where you can take that to any other room and it's like, oh man, this is easy. Even we talked about it with Ellie at 14 North, where it's like sometimes 14 North can have a little bit of a weird kind of vibe to it. Well, if you've done Taurus, then you can deal with 14 North, no problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People are not looking at you or not paying attention. You know how to get their attention. You know how to pull them in, So I think it's like a good training ground. And I think having you there as kind of the gladiator master, or what's that old guy called in Gladiator? I don't know, but...
I think that's the king. Joaquin Phoenix, no?
I don't even know what to say to most of what you're saying. It's just a beautiful room for comedy. I don't try to give advice to comedy. I do want everybody to work together. I think being honest, but also encouraging. You don't have to be a dick to be honest. But I don't know. I do very much so enjoy watching people develop at Taurus. You included. It's so nice to watch people start out and then just pass you and keep going. You ever have anybody ask you how long you've been doing comedy?
Yeah, I guess.
I hate that question. I can't answer it.
So, Dab, how long have you been doing comedy?
Is it too long to brag about it? Most people should know who I am by now.
Well, it's like, because usually when people are like, how long you been doing comedy? I tell them, they're like, wow, really? That's amazing. You're really, So I can imagine the other side, like, wow, really?
Imagine I'll paint you a fucking picture. No, I hold my own, but God.
Such an ass.
But Dab, how long have you been doing comedy?
Look, my first real set was in 2006. I thought I was signing up for an open mic night at the Tampa Improv, which is in Ybor City. It's now a Funny Bone. And, I mean, I got all my friends to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3?
And no, it was still a bringer, but it turns out it wasn't an open mic night at all. It was a comedy competition.
Nice.
And everybody was really good. And I think I went up third. And the funniest thing that happened during my set was a woman yelling at me to take my pants off.
Nice.
And I said, I didn't want to make you laugh that much. And then I think I left the stage pretty fast. I didn't go back for a couple of years. I can't believe I just told that story. Ralphie May was actually there.
That night?
I think that's why he died.
Yeah, that lines up. That
you killed Ralphie May?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not the way I wanted to.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So you started off 2006. You were living in Tampa at that time?
Yeah, I was going to a school called St. Leo. No, I wasn't even there yet. Yeah, I was just...
you were going to school up there?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Sure. So you do that in 2006. You don't go up for a few years. What brings you back to stand-up? And were you still in Tampa, or were you doing something like in in the southern part of Florida at that point.
No, I always wanted to keep going.
Mhm.
It's just that was a lot to get over how bad it was, because it wasn't just I bombed in front of some strangers. I bombed in front of close family friends,
Mm-hmm.
and it to this day they have to say one word, and I just crawl back into that hole.
It also makes sense why I've never seen Dab invite any family members to any show ever.
That's true.
I no longer have family. No, so it was just something I always wanted to get back to, and then the first time I went back, I I don't know that I actually killed, but in my mind at the time, I crushed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did a few more open mics at Side Splitters in Carrollwood, Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were some restaurant shows in Zephyr Hills and Wesley Chapel, and they gave me a lot of encouragement. And there was a guy named Pretty Paul Parsons, who was a great local comic, and he used to do Bad Santa at Side Splitters every year. He's dead now. That's how only the good die old. And
Was he at your first set too?
he actually was.
It's a super fun site now.
He didn't remember me from that night, thank God, because he probably wouldn't have talked to me again.
Yeah.
But he tried to give me some guidance, got me a few opportunities, and then Nery Turney, she was a pretty great comic. She gave me some encouragement
Mm-hmm.
at the time. She's up in Atlanta now. She's pretty great.
Nice.
Not dead.
Good. Was she at your first set?
No.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That adds up.
Yo, you guys.
He has no family. Rafi May is gone. And that other guy. Damn.
The EPA needs to be made aware of this. Like,
Interesting. But so when is it that you then made your way down to like Miami and started like doing comedy down here? What was your first like experience coming down to South Florida and kind of hitting this scene?
All right. So I'm from Miami. I was born here at Mercy. So.
shout
Okay,
out, Mercy.
no problem.
Shout out,
Yeah,
Mercy.
no. It's
I
just,
believe you.
I get
don't-
a lot of "you're not from here." So
okay.
in Miami, especially when people talk about how beautiful people are in Miami, they're like, but where are you from, Mike? No, so I think I came down. There was a show in a warehouse. I actually contacted Comedy Inn via Facebook. I messaged them about,
Nice.
and they never got back.
Never
to me.
responded.
No, why would they?
I wouldn't.
Thanks.
No, he messaged them last week. And
Last week.
Yeah.
He's waiting.
No, they're pretty great. I hear about them all the time.
Same.
Yeah. No. So there was a warehouse show, and Rhett Thompson was hosting it, and she just recently got back in the scene a little bit. And then Taurus was happening, and that was, I met Tarno, and Freddie was over at Taurus, Oriel, all these guys. I mean, I don't think I met them back then, but around then I went to Taurus a few times, a handful of times, and it was everything that everybody talks about. The new guys, when they talk about how rough Taurus is, I'm like, you guys don't
Right.
know. Like that, Freddie getting bones broken is a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember, I won't call out because very somewhat recent. I remember an audience member throwing a lemon at a comedian, and a comedian.
Are you talking about the citrus ninja?
Yeah.
That guy was dangerous.
And a
He's not
comedian-
welcome at Taurus anymore.
Well, and a
No, he is not.
yeah,
He's
and the
not a friend
comedian
of
came
Taurus.
off stage and whooped his ass. So that was.
No, unfortunately, he is also right now not a friend of Taurus. He's a good comic though. And like I totally understood him reacting that way because he didn't know what was thrown at him. But maybe eventually he'll get
Listen,
back around.
It gave me a great story to tell people. So
Right? 100%.
so whatever.
That's all that matters, really.
If you're gonna throw a lemon slice, you better make sure it does the job.
So let me ask you. So any future shows, do you plan on? Well, for example, I know you have a new show coming out here soon. That's gonna be at the Bend. That's a little bit closer to my side of town. That's Miami Lakes.
Yeah, that's going to be every Wednesday. The first one's April 23rd. It's funny, we've been touching on Taurus quite a bit, but there's a lot of other stuff going on. You guys know about a lot of it. It's overwhelming how the scene's kind of exploded. A lot of new opportunities in downtown, and the beach. Grant's got that new show. But this one at the Bend, it's just essentially getting another area, and I'm happy to hear that you're close to it because, of course, you'll be on there. But Matt Vallant really pushed on this one.
Nice. He's up there too.
Yeah, they weren't 100% about having comedy because they don't want maybe a Fruit Ninja situation.
Right. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all for it. They're supporting. They're going to promote it. Yeah, really excited about it. The first one's going to be Anna Lepley headlining.
Cool.
And then we're going to eventually get to having a Friday and Saturday showcase with a opener, feature, headliner.
Dope.
Nice.
And that'll just be the show.
So on the 26th, it's a ticketed show?
The 23rd, yes. It's $10 a ticket.
$10 a ticket. Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, we're very close to getting sold out. Just need somebody to buy the first ticket.
Yeah.
Heard that. Nice.
Yeah. Do you guys want to talk about one of my favorite rooms that you guys both have weathered the storm in is Seven Seas?
Yes, that was actually where I was going to go next. Yeah. So that is probably where we end the night tonight at some point. Seven Seas is, since I've been in comedy, Seven Seas has always been the late night room on Mondays. There's no other competition. There's nobody that comes close. Nobody can touch it. And it's always been, a litmus test of can your material work? Or can you deliver your material? Because that's one of those rooms where if you do your thing and you do it well and you address the crowd the right way, it pops and it works and it's intimate and it's fun. But if you go in there and you let the room take advantage of you, it'll eat you alive. So it's really cool how that space has kind of just created itself and what it provides for comics. But can you talk a little bit just more about like Seven Seas?
Yeah, so Seven Seas has been going. It started by Raul Colom a few years ago, and the bartender Steph, she pretty much produced. She pushed for the show. She produces it. I'm also the producer, but without Steph, we wouldn't have that show or great drinks. But it is after midnight show. It's supposed to start at 12:07. It's a booked show that never gets booked because I reach out to people and they say no. Which it works out because the regulars that come through the comics, Damien's actually going to be hosting tonight. So
nice.
It's going to be interesting. Can I do my impression of Damien?
Please.
Absolutely.
It's my only way to do it is to try and do Joey Diaz. So this is my impression of Damien. Me and Joe Rogan, we was neutering cats. You cocksuckers. That's all I.
Nice.
Yeah.
Neutering cats.
I closed my eyes. I could see Meadow Damien.
I saw Joey Diaz. That was crazy. It's either side of the coin, honestly.
So, but we've had, great comics come in there and do terrible. And then they catch what they're doing wrong during their set and totally turn it around, catch the whole room. We have people that come there regularly that are, well-known comics, especially locally, celebrities. Larry. Yeah. Larry Dog. He'll come through. He'll light the place on fire. And then he'll have a set there one time or another where he'll miss. And then he'll see what he did wrong and catch this whole bar. People that, some of them, they don't give a shit about what's going on under the spotlight. But they hear him talking and he grabs them. So it's fantastic. You guys have both had those kind of sets there. And we've done, I don't believe you've been part of it, but the Mike Dabba show when we do it there.
Yeah, where you're sitting at the desk?
Toilet? Can we hear somebody flushing the toilet?
That's
how good I'm doing in comedy. We can hear the bathroom right here.
We have no idea what Mike Dabba was talking about.
Yeah,
he's actually a schizophrenic psychopath.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Thank you.
But I'm glad you mentioned Seven Seas and the variety shows because one of the things I love.
That's where you're sitting at the desk, right?
Yeah, the Mike Dabba show.
The Mike Dabba show.
Well, one of the things I love, obviously, Taurus is Taurus, and we do stand up there. But you never shied away from trying to do different funny kinds of shows and content around these opportunities. Like Seven Seas, for example, you had the Mike Dabba show, which was kind of like a late night, right? I mean, basically a late night interview show where you bring somebody in, they would do stand up, and then they'd sit down, and then you kind of interview them. And I think
they would do their set.
Right. You do the set beforehand, right?
Beforehand, and then they'd sit down and he'd interview him about the set or about what happened, and then just kind of talk.
Yeah, and I think
this is from the last time we were there, actually. This picture right here.
That's such a good shirt.
The one you were wearing?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, this one's good too. I like the white one.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That was your like abstract hamburger shirt, right?
But is that at Seven Seas, that show?
That's actually my breakfast shirt.
That's at Seven Seas.
Dude, that's crazy. I don't even recognize where that is.
That's against the wall that the front door is.
Oh, see, that's you bring a table. See, if you would have asked me, I think you did ask me, and I'm like, don't put a table. What the hell are you talking about? But like, it actually looks dope. You know what I mean?
It looks cool there.
After all the effort, I see where it's.
I like what you said. Well, I'm not afraid to try new things. I think the way I make it look is that I'm afraid of failure, success.
That makes sense. I've given you plenty of good ideas that you didn't take, and yeah, it makes sense.
No. This is such a fun show.
And so Seven Seas, what day of the week is that?
Oh, every Monday night after midnight. So technically Tuesday morning.
Tuesday. So it's
I get
not
it.
Monday. It's a Tuesday morning.
You and some of your compatriots have not failed to point that out on the microphone. But if you say Tuesday, everybody's going to show up Tuesday night. And it's
Tuesday morning.
Then I'm gonna have Damien calling me, Dabba, where the fuck are you?
Well, I just like that it adds to the lore of. I mean, it's a cash only bar, so it starts there. You know what I mean?
It's one of the last cash only bars in Miami.
Every time I say to somebody, "Yeah, we do comedy Seven Seas," they're like, Seven Seas. Everyone has an opinion about it. Everyone in Miami that's lived.
Everyone's been to Seven Seas. You know what I mean? And the other cool thing about Seven Seas too is that they also have Frank making burgers outside, right?
Oh, Smash Burger Poppy.
Burger Poppy.
I still feel uncomfortable calling you that. Yeah, Frank Arlo.
You don't have to whisper it when you say it.
Yeah.
He makes a great smash burger. He actually supports the show a lot and helps promote it.
Mm-hmm.
But fantastic. If you guys have never tried Smash Burger Poppy, the pop-up outside Seven Seas, it's a fantastic. It changed my view on burgers. I can't eat anywhere else now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of ruined my life.
Yeah. No, I think, and I'll say, like, there's nights that I will go to Seven Seas knowing that the lineup's gonna be crazy, and I'm not gonna get to perform, but I'll go there, eat burgers, watch a couple of sets, and go home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how good the burgers are. It's like it adds that much more to the hang. It's super.
For sure, 100%.
Yeah, the burgers are so good. I'll just eat them while I'm on the microphone. It's actually, I don't know. I kind of prefer that to comedy.
So
sorry.
So kind of tracking back a little bit, Mike, when you started off as a comic, you were doing your mics, you're doing your thing, you're kind of getting ingratiated into the scene. When was it that you kind of transitioned from being Mike Dabba, just a comic, to Mike Dabba room curator?
Well, that's a great question. Thank you, Sebastian. I absolutely never wanted to produce a show. I just wanted to. I loved the hang. I loved doing my set and then hanging out. But it got to a point where I think it was in Zephyr Hills, Florida, or Dade City, Florida. I didn't have a chance to do anything. Like, there was no shows going on.
Mm-hmm.
So me and a friend of mine, we talked to World of Beer, I believe it was attached to a Beef O'Brady's, and we hosted an open mic comedy night. And that was the first time it happened. And I didn't do it for a while because I didn't want to. Mm-hmm. And then started at Taurus, and I started changing things or doing things a little different. And I felt now I can't sit still at a lot of comedy shows because I want to take part. It feels like I'm missing out on helping or building. I don't. It's kind of a curse now.
But I get what you're saying in terms of, like, if you go to a show and you see something that you can improve on or something that you've had experience with as a producer yourself, that you can be like, you can lend that knowledge and just be like, hey, you could try and do it this way or try and do it that way. It's something that not only does it make the room better for you whenever you're going to go up and do it, but also it makes it more viable in the future for other comics who are coming through to help and like learn and grow. So it's one of the things that I think people really respect about you as well.
Well, and I would say, even like in learning, like one of the things that I catch myself doing now at all comedy shows, and especially bar shows, when I go in, I notice that the TVs are still on. you know, and I'm like, because I know that's a pet peeve of yours, so that's something that's you've ingrained in my heart. Like, walk in, you see the TVs are still on. Hey, can we get these TVs off before the show starts? You know, it just makes that much more of a difference. Where if people have, like, even myself, if I'm on stage and the TV's on, I get distracted. So yeah, turn the TVs off. Let's get the audience all looking here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, everywhere you go, any show you've been to, things are curated at a certain level. You know, otherwise those shows don't happen anymore.
Yeah.
When you're at the Improv, those seats are made to face the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Now at Taurus, I will literally unscrew light bulbs to create ambience around the stage, so the spotlight pops. And
It definitely pops.
well, thank you. I know you're the biggest fan of that. You honestly, you look like a sailor every time.
Every single time.
You're on the stage. You're like Lando.
I'm always like this
there.
on stage. I'm like, where are you guys?
I can smell the people in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great though. So where for you, kind of transitioning from what you've been doing to what you want to do, where do you see these next, let's say, 5 years for Mike Dabba? Where do you want to see your not just maybe comedy career, but kind of maybe the spaces that you're running? Where do you want to see them go?
You're asking for my 5-year plan?
Yeah.
Yo, did my girl message you?
No, the people got to know you're Mike Dabba.
Hey, Mike Dabba here. My 5-year plan is to. Okay, so within the near future, I don't want to give an exact date, but fall or winter of next year, I want to do the Coconut Grove Comedy Festival.
Nice.
We've done the shows in the back, in the garden section, and they've been beautiful and fantastic with great results. And I feel like with the team that's at Taurus now, and especially Mastercraft coming in, I'm always careful about how I say their name because of my skin tone. Anyways.
It's masa, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're getting a little too close. Like it's closer to matcha than the other thing.
All right, well.
It's because he's Jamaican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My mom's Jamaican, so I'm a citizen. I grew up down there. Funny side note is when I came to the U.S., everybody made fun of the way I talked.
Can you Jamaican it up?
I'm not going to do it.
No,
Not going to do it.
Come on.
No, listen, man. Everybody that made fun of me when I was a little kid, they couldn't speak English properly either because I came to Miami.
Yeah,
That's true.
they're making fun of you for not speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
Maybe. I didn't know. But I went ahead and got this. This was several years of the most elite boarding schools.
Nice.
The finest colleges. What are you doing? Stop feeling yourself. It's weird. Stop. Don't look at me when you
This
feel
has been the
yourself.
most ADHD
happening?
episode of the comedy
Did you not
calendar
see
that I've
what I
ever.
just saw?
No, I was looking at you.
Yeah.
All
There's
right.
nothing going on over there. I don't know why you even.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did someone turn the TV on back there?
The studio audience needs to
Behave themselves.
behave themselves.
That's my bad. I shouldn't have eyes.
But yeah, your 5-year plan
Okay. God damn it.
With
I can't
dates.
Deflect.
with dates and time.
No, dates.
but just maybe just
No
some
dates.
goals that you have set up.
I'd love to grow Taurus a little bit more. The Mike Dabba show, which is something I have a lot of fun doing. I'm retooling some of it right now. We might have curtains soon.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I'd like to take that a lot further. I also do an automotive YouTube channel.
Nice.
Which it's not me fixing everything. It's me getting in over my head. It started with an F-150 pickup truck that was in a field. Not really a field. It was behind somebody's garage. They hadn't used it in 12 years. And my friend called me up and I was like, yeah, of course I want it for sure. And I recorded it.
One man's trash.
Yeah.
Literally.
I have spent enough. I could have bought a newer truck.
Yeah, you could have bought a brand new F-150.
It's a 1984 F-150. And then, that kind of snowballed into, there's another car over here. So it's we've got a couple. I've actually let go of a few.
Really?
Yeah.
You sold some or?
We don't want to talk about
Oh, okay.
it too
Okay.
much. You
Unpack it.
you gotta get in on the channel
Gotcha.
to really enjoy. It's funny. I have all these cars that I know need fixing and repair, and I'm working on them. But then, like, my everyday ride or die, just kind of, the dependable car left me on Turnpike the other night at 1:30 in the morning. And the tow truck guy, like, I didn't call him. He just pulled up. He was so happy. There's a truck on the side of the road. And I was like, all right, give me one more try. And I started up. This guy looked so disappointed. I fixed it. I don't know how I fixed it, but it just turned on. So I'm a world-class mechanic.
Yeah.
And impressionist.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna clip that. It's like, I don't know how I did it, but it turned on.
There you go. There you go.
That's been his motto for his whole dating life. He's like, I don't know how I did it, but it turned on.
There you go, Mike.
Hey, you know what? All right, I'll take it.
Well, guys,
It's a YouTube channel about fixing cars / dating advice. So
No. Actually, I've been some of the videos I'm working on right now. I've been working comedy into it, joking more. But initially, it started with me just recording the video to show my dad the mistake I bought, and then on a whim, I put it on YouTube, and it got a lot of attention. So it's snowballed out of that. I'm not the biggest channel on YouTube, but I'm kind of proud of it.
Nice.
So
there you go, man. Definitely.
And what is it called? Mike Dabba?
Yeah, what's it called?
yeah, it's
Just
Mike Dabba.
Mike Dabba on YouTube, guys. You can check out that automotive content, and you'll probably be uploading some more comedy there too at some point if it grows big enough.
Absolutely.
That would be dope. But man, it has been really good. And Mike, you're a friend of the calendar,
No.
and now you're a friend of our fan base, man. You've been, like I said, you've been talked about many times, and I can't speak more highly of you in terms of being a producer and a curator of amazing mics down here in South Florida. You're one of those guys that puts in the gritty work of making sure that weekly rooms can happen. That's something that a lot of people don't understand, the kind of dedication that it takes, the kind of problem solving, and the kind of just every single week being consistent is so tough. I mean, we do it here on the Comedy Calendar. A lot of the producers out there do it every week with a bunch of shows, but you're one of those guys. You're kind of like a one-man operation. You get it done yourself. Mondays, 7 C's, Taurus, all of now Taurus on Mondays. Now your new room you got up north. I mean, anytime I see you, working on something, I always know that it's worthwhile and going out to. So couldn't be more happy to have you on the show, kind of talking about just how you got into the game, what you've been doing, and yeah, man, thank you. And anytime, obviously, when you have that comedy festival happening, whenever you have those new shows, and obviously on the 24th, or is it the 23rd?
23rd.
On the 23rd.
We've said every single date so far.
Yeah. On the 25th, when you when you do that show, we're gonna be right here on Comedy Calendar. We're gonna be shouting it out and giving you a little clip or something. But you're always welcome. Now that you're a friend of the calendar, you're always welcome back on.
This really feels like you're starting to wrap things up here. I was just getting into my 5-year plan. This is such a shame. Such a shame. Art, I like it when your hair's down a lot better because it looks like you're giving a tour at the pyramids. Now it's like you're serving me at mojitos.
No, now I'm telling you the truth about the ancient aliens that built the pyramids.
If you like spicy food, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Art, anything else you'd like to add before we head out?
Oh no, man! I just thank you, Mike, man, for coming out, doing the calendar. Thank you for supporting us all these years, man. It's been fun. I can't look forward to 10 more years of this shit, bro.
Well, I mean, we're going up. We're not plateaued. On a scale of 1 to 2, we're going up. We'll be more at the Improv.
Amen.
And Taurus will be certainly elevated. We got the tattoos, so we're good.
Yes, sir. Well, you already know me, Mike, and Art will be at the Improv on Wednesday for Have Nots, guys. So if you want to come out there and catch us, you can there. That has been, though, the Comedy Calendar this week, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host, Sebastian Alvarez. Again, it is always our pleasure to come here and curate an amazing list of all the shows that are happening in South Florida. If there is anything else that you want to check out in South Florida comedy that we didn't mention here on our lineup, you can always look at the South Florida comedy spreadsheet that we put in the description of these videos. You'll see everything that we have available in South Florida to offer, even the stuff that we didn't talk about this week. Thank you guys so much. And as we say every single week, again, until next week, guys, keep laughing.